So the best and definitely the most expensive smartwatch from Huawei is the newly released Huawei Watch Ultimate that comes in at a hefty price of 750 euros for the base model and 900 for the titanium blue version. I mean, we do get that new expedition mode, a lot of different exercises and even running courses, and overall a very classy design. On the other hand, we've got the best smartwatch by Samsung, which is right now the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. This one definitely has the advantage of the lower price of just 330 euros over here in Germany for the 45mm Bluetooth version. It's less than half of the price, but still has a great selection of activity and health tracking. We get a ton of customizable watch faces and lots of other smaller shenanigans. So today we will compare these two watches and see if you really need to spend all of that money on a smartwatch. A great thing is that the Huawei watch is compatible with both iOS and Android smartphones. The Galaxy Watch only works with Android phones. Now, when it comes to the design and the specs, the Huawei Watch Ultimate is a huge smartwatch with a 48.5mm and a weight of 76 grams without a strap. This bad boy has a 1.5-inch LTPO AMOLED display with a resolution of 466 by 466 pixels. Now, if you get the base version like I do, you have a black fluoroelastomer strap with a quick release feature, sapphire glass for your front, zirconium case, and a ceramic back and bezel. All super high quality. As well as this watch is water resistant up to 10 ATM. Now, with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, you can only go half as deep. It is also a much smaller smartwatch with a display size of 1.4 inches and a resolution of 450 by 450 pixels. This one is a Super AMOLED touch display and is surrounded by a titanium frame and is protected by sapphire crystal glass. By default, this one comes with a 20mm silicone strap and overall a body of 45.4mm. One major difference on these two watches is the way that you can navigate on them. The Huawei Watch Ultimate has 3 physical buttons, in total of which the lower right button is customizable and can be connected to any of your pre-existing apps. The upper right button is rotatable. Like this, you can zoom in and out of your app menu, scroll through your menu, messages, and workouts. The Galaxy Watch 5 Pro has 2 physical buttons on the right, of which both are customizable with different functions if you just quickly tap them or long press them. There's also a whole different way of navigation. This watch has an haptic bezel all around the display with which you can scroll through your messages, notifications, and everything else. The probably biggest difference is the battery life. Huawei watches always last so much longer than other smartwatches do, and this one right here is no exception. On normal usage, you can expect to get around 14 days of battery life. Now, with the always on display mode enabled, you can basically cut this number in half, so 5 to 7 days is what you get with the AOD mode. On the other hand, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5 Pro lasts roughly 2 days with the always on display mode enabled, which is not even half of what we get with the Huawei Watch Ultimate. Alright, when it comes to what health features these two watches actually pack, the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro has a slight advantage. Now, on this one, we get our normal 24/7 heart rate tracker that will give you some heart rate alerts whenever you have a very high or low heart rate. You can also rely on a pretty accurate sleep, and both watches will track your sleep duration as well as your different sleep stages and give you a sleep score based on all of that. There's a stress, SpO2, and an ECG function on both watches, but the difference is that the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro also has the body composition tracker and a blood pressure measurement. The body composition will scan your body and will tell you your BMI, your BMR, body fat, and some more metrics, whereas the Huawei Watch Ultimate only comes with a skin temperature tracker. Next up, the activity tracking. So both watches track over 100 different sport modes, and both can customize their workout display, like changing their heart rate to the speed, pace, and stuff like that. You also have different targets and goals, plus both watches have their own set of running courses or running coaches. These are a set of sport modes specifically for running. So the big difference right here on the sport modes is that the Huawei Watch Ultimate has its own set of diving sports. There's free diving, scuba diving, you get diving tools for apnea training, and before starting these workouts, there are a lot of things that you can customize, like your gas type, water type, max PO2, and a few more options. Also, the built-in GPS of both of these watches are very different. You will get a way better experience with the Huawei watch, as it is a lot more accurate. And that's in the city, open field, or in the woods. The lines on the Galaxy Watch are always a little bit shaky and they like to cut corners every once in a while. A big feature that you will also get on the Huawei Watch Ultimate is the expedition mode. Before starting one, you can first set some things like if the watch should keep track of your position every 15 minutes or 30 or 45 minutes. You can toggle on storm warnings and other things. If you start the expedition, it more or less looks like your normal workout. You get to see your time, sunrise and sunset, some health metrics like your SpO2 level and the heart rate, you get a compass and a torch. So actually a pretty useful feature on the Huawei Watch Ultimate. So guys, the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro and the Huawei Watch Ultimate have many smart features. Like both watches have a built-in mic and a speaker so you can receive and start calls right from the watch. Also, since you have a mic, you can make use of the Google Voice Assistant on the Galaxy Watch, but I couldn't find one on the Huawei Watch as this one is only available for Huawei phones. Also, a big plus point of the Galaxy Watch is the huge app store. Right here you will find many useful apps for your everyday use. The Huawei Watch may have one as well, but there aren't many apps available and the ones that you get are not the best. When it comes to the selection of watch faces, both watches are equally good equipped. You get a selection of digital and analog watch faces by default, of which most are even customizable. Plus you get more over in the watch face stores. You even get a selection of always on watch faces, which I really like on these watches. Next we gotta talk about the music player. Now I'm not that big of a fan when it comes to the Huawei Music Store. That's the only way that you can download music and you have no other options available like Deezer, Spotify, Amazon Music or YouTube Music. The Galaxy Watch is a little bit different and better in my opinion, as you can download Spotify, which most of us have. Besides that, both apps work just the same. So you gotta find your track and playlist that you like and download them to your smartwatch so you can listen to them offline. The last thing that I want to mention are the notifications and reply options you have for messages. So on both watches you can receive all of your notifications like emails, missed calls, WhatsApp, messages, TikTok and so on. Now the big difference is that you have way more reply options on the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. Right here you can make use of the mini quick reply options. You can write your own text, use emojis or make use of the speak to dictate feature. The Huawei Watch can only do some quick replies and you can send back emojis. Now keep in mind, if you run an iOS smartphone, you will be stripped of that feature on the Huawei Watch and you can only receive notifications and that's it. Now to wrap things up right quick, if you're really a hardcore hiking type or if you need a smartwatch for diving, you should really give the Huawei Watch Ultimate a try. It's basically made for those kind of situations. Now for everyone else, I would suggest going with the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. It's just that much cheaper, it has better smart features and an okay GPS, and you can still get a lot for your hiking trips. The battery will just die on you a little bit faster and you won't have all of those metrics that you would have on the Huawei Watch. Now, I've covered both these watches already in separate videos. Just click that video right here to get right to them. And I guess with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Peace.